People, what it do? Contents for educational purposes only. Can't stress enough for you guys to do your own research. Praise my content. Any errors or any conflicting information you find, throw it in the comments. None of us have been alive long enough to know what transpired in the past, and none of us can live long enough to know all there is to learn. How y'all? Y'all good? I ask because I know a lot of times, motherfucker don't even check on you, do they? They don't ask you how you doing. How your day went. How's your emotional and psychological state? You good? You see what I'm saying? So if ain't nobody else ask you, I'm be the one to ask you. You know what I mean? Anybody that ain't doing all right, put something in the comments. You'd be surprised what you get in return. Anyway, moving right along, man. Listen, don't let you know your external existence, what's visible in your external existence, you know, take from who and what you are, what your worth is, what your self-respect is, because the thing is, man, a lot of us, a lot of us, the ones that, people view as a threat, and, they gotta, feel inclined or compelled to do a whole bunch of sucker shit to try to, make you look less than, or, call themselves knocking you off your pedestal or whatever the case. Don't let none of that take from you, man. Regardless of what the haters, the crabs that's in the basket, don't want to see nobody get out the basket, whatever the case, whatever your circumstances are, you know what I mean? That's not going to resonate with everybody, but I'm pretty sure, there's some people that can resonate with that, don't let what the two eyes see take from what you know. And also, man, don't let it get you. Don't let it get at you, man. We all human. Like I said, I did a video. Ain't none of us, immune to the trials and tribulations of life. We all gonna falter. We all gonna have our moments. You know what I mean? But the thing is, like I said, if you fall 9 times, be prepared to get up 10. So you gotta understand something about people that feel compelled to, you know, cast you in a negative or less than positive light, in attempts to rise themselves in the view of others. Those is the losers right there. You know what I mean? Because, when they got a whole life of their own to live and they got the same capabilities and opportunities that anybody else got, they feel strongly enough about you, to go out their way, to do this, that, or the other, with bad intentions. So they the losers. You know what I mean, and recognize them as such. You know what I'm talking about, and keep it moving. And once a person makes themselves, obvious to you, and you can identify who and what they are, jot it down, memorize that, attach the face to it, keep it pushing. Because it's only going to hurt you to stop and address it. Stop and address it for what? You slowing yourself down to deal with something or somebody that's, you get what I'm saying? It just ain't worth it, man. You know what I mean? Focus on the focus. Especially if you got shit going on. Focus on what you got going on, man. Because it just ain't. It behooves. It's basically taking a step backwards, even to address it. Long as the motherfucker don't put them dick beaters on you, you know what I mean, or anything that's comparable to whereas though you would have to defend and, you know, let your twin come out. You understand what I'm saying? And let it be known what's real as opposed to what's, you know, projected or assumed. You know what I mean? If it ain't got nothing to do with that, man, keep it pushing, man. Because, you know, in my experience, man, you know, a lot of people really don't, you know what I mean? They want you to play yourself. They don't want that head up drama. They don't want that. Facts. So, you know, like I said, man, stay focused on what you focused on, man. And go where you celebrate it, man. Don't go where you know what I mean, where jokers is laying booby traps and, you know, shaking your hand with one hand, got a butcher knife in the other, you know. Yeah, it's, you can feel the energy, man. People be thinking, they swear they slick too. Swear they slick. You know what I mean? You ain't got to say shit. You really ain't got to say nothing, man. You know what I mean? But the other thing that you got to keep in mind when jokers, you know, lack the testicular fortitude or the estrogenic fortitude to approach you as a man or a woman and air out whatever issues they claim to have. You know, that's another aspect of it in and of itself. A lot of times they don't even have no fucking valid issue. It's called confused admiration. You know, recognize it for what it's worth, man, and keep it pushing, man. You know, don't let no sucker slow you down. You know, or suckers with apostrophe S. You know what I mean? Slow you down on what you doing. You know what I mean? And definitely don't play it. You don't play yourself. Play your part instead. You know, and do what you got to do. Keep on, you know, moving in the direction of the goals that you've set for yourself. Because a lot of times, man, people just, you know, a lot of people, man, and it's just some real shit, man. A lot of people, man, just got a whole lot of shit that they ain't dealt with from their life, they past, their childhood, daddy issues, mommy issues, you know, insecurities, you know. It's just the facts, man. A lot of times people ain't all right with them. So it's natural for them to find fault in you, and you ain't even thinking about them. But hold on, I ain't looking at you, dudes. I'm looking past you. Facts. You know what I mean? Fuck. We ain't screwing the same girls. We don't pay the same taxes, all that. Yeah, Hov said it all, man. Shout out to Hov, man. Putting it out there for the people. You dig? Because that be what it's what it is, man. Sometimes, man, you know, people, you know, it don't always have to be envy and jealousy. Sometimes it's just like I said, man, you know, they see something in you that they feel as though they lack in themselves. And instead of them, you know, saying, yo, man, I see what you're doing, man, and you know, would you mind showing me? You know what I mean? Or can you put me on some game, man? Because I'm trying to elevate and rise too, man. You know what I mean? I ain't on no hating shit, but yeah, that's too much like right. You know what I mean? And it ain't even gotta be me as the main character in the scenario. I'm just saying anybody. Because that's the shit I used to do, man. I celebrate a nigga or a woman. You know, pardon the dialect. I mean, at the end of the day, man, you know, we ain't in no perfect world. Your ass ain't perfect. Your farts stink. Your shit stinks. So don't judge me. Like my people say, evaluate your motherfucking self. Shout out to Dirt. Yeah, but you know, yeah, man. I ain't, you know, this is a side note, man. I ain't never had ambitions of being, you know, politically correct. You know, I don't even fuck with politics. You know, I know about them, but I don't fuck with it because a lot of politicians is pieces of shit. Facts. You dig? You know, so, you know, and, you know, I know a lot of people ain't gonna like what I said, but First Amendment, goddammit. And my mouth ain't bleeding, so I'm gonna continue to say what the fuck I know to be fact. Anyway, it's just, man, like, I'm a victim of this myself, man, and this is the reason why I chose to, make this video, man. Pay no attention to the suckers, man, once you realize he or she is a sucker. All water seeks its own level, man. So, keep the focus on yourself, man. You know what I mean? And if you're not celebrated where you at, man, it's time for you to evaluate some shit. Another video I made. Is not the world spacious enough for you to migrate therein? Come on, man. People thinking they the monkey that's gonna stop your show. Motherfucker, you better climb a tree and find some colorful bananas or something, nigga. Cause at the end of the day, man, like I know it's plenty of other people, man, that just ain't gonna stop. I don't give a fuck, you know what I mean, what you call yourself doing. You ain't that powerful. That's for whoever shoe fit this. You ain't that powerful. You know what I mean? And you only mean something in the little organization that you're a part of. See the bitch in your eye every time I look you in them. Anyway, man, like, it's all the little facets. So pardon me while I vent and get it off my chest. You know what I mean? Because what I realized, man, is that in other situations, man, it ain't that I won't say the same thing I'm saying right now. It's just the fact that, I realized that I'm not who I am and I'm not where I was years ago when I could get away from matching somebody's aggression and energy and, being on some regressive shit. It's not conducive. You know what I mean? So this is the alternative, man. I get it off my chest on the platform, and it's informational and it's real shit. Anybody, well, I ain't gonna say anybody because everybody don't come from the same walk of life and everybody don't share the same experiences. But for this not to resonate with people, you ain't been through nothing. Couldn't have been through nothing. Especially with the way shit is today. Come on, man. And for real, I'm kind of glad, man, that I don't have, like you see on Facebook and, other platforms where you put a post up and you got some dickhead, Joe Schmo from Nowheresville talking shit, for nothing, I tend to ignore them, but I'm just saying, like, that's just an example of what I'm talking about, man. You got, in certain settings and situations, man, people play on that type of shit. It's a mental game. It's a mental game, just like the jails in Delaware. You know what I mean? The jails in Delaware, and this is my opinion because I've been there. It's a mental game, man. It's about how strong are you mentally. It's rarely a thing about physicalities. Rarely. I can't speak for how they are today, but when I was running through them, in and out of them, you know what I mean? It just wasn't, the juvenile situation that I went through at Slayton Farms was tougher than Smyrna and Gander. Real talk. Way tougher. You know what I mean? And then the county joint I was in down Maryland. Way tougher than the Delaware joints. But I say all that to illustrate a point, man. If you or mentally weak, meaning that somebody's insignificant words and or actions can dictate how you act or what you do, or to cause you to act out of your character and play yourself off your position. They'll do it every chance they get, man. You know what I mean? Because they paying attention. Anytime they throwing shit your way and hiding their hand, you know what I mean? Then you got motherfuckers that assist other motherfuckers in hiding their hand. You know, a referee. So look, man. I tend to get off mark sometimes, man. You know, just putting the mirror up to a motherfucker, man. Because sometimes motherfuckers need to know how silly they look and how silly they act. You know what I mean? The little silly shit they do. You know what I mean? When it's real out here, you got motherfuckers running up in places and shooting everybody they can. Come on, man. Y'all need to tighten up, man. Realize, man, you dealing with grown men and grown women. You dealing with people's livelihoods and, you know, specifically talking about jobs and shit, man. You know, this ain't motherfucking cartoons. It's real life, you know. But, you know, at the end of the day, man, I was always told, and I used to preach it as well, anybody you can outthink, you can beat. You know, a lot of times people get a false sense of security because they've been at a certain place for a certain amount of years, or they went to a different organization and got a piece of paper stating that they this and they that. I've met more intelligent and gifted individuals in the penitentiary than I've met on the street. Facts. You know, so, you know, don't let that false sense of security lead you down a dark alley somewhere, you know, period, man. You know what I mean? It's just real as it is, man. You know, people, I don't know what it is, man. People, you know, you just gotta be on point and utilize your discernment, man. And if you don't have discernment, you need to develop it, you know, because you got a lot of people that's you know, snakes in human form, man. You know, might as well don't even have legs. You know, it's just crazy, man. You know what I mean? And the funny part about it is, man, I don't know. I make sense out of it though, and this is why I said if you can outthink them, you can outbeat them. I mean, you can beat them because what got you to where you at is not going to suffice, nor is it needed to get you where you want to go. Case in point, you gotta develop a different way to deal with people. New level, new devil. Every time you master a level and you complete a cycle, you just starting a new one. So as you rise and elevate in whatever field and whatever whatever it's dealing with, whether it's dealing with anything spiritual, anything 3-dimensional, circumstantial, emotional, whatever, mental, on any level, man. You know, when you close out a cycle, meaning you've completed that cycle, you've graduated, you ain't doing nothing but starting a new level, man. And you got new devils waiting on you. Probably been watching you already. Told you, man, they see your greatness before you do. Hence the hate, hence the envy, hence the jealousy, hence the snakish behavior, hence them seeing you as a threat. When you ain't done nothing but been, dignified and straight up and down with them. Seem like they like a motherfucker being snakish to them over a person being straight up and down and real with them. So, you got to recognize shit for what it is, man. You know, and if you know, see, this is why I know I still got some work to do, because you know, keeping it all the way funky, man, I be wanting to do shit to people sometimes, just because I know they think it won't happen. But I realize that that's my lower self tugging at me. Those are the tests. Oh, you say you here now. You say you didn't evolve. Well, let me see how you act when I allow him to do this or allow her to do that. That's your test. You know what I mean? Again, man, if a person ain't put their hands on you or done anything, you know, non-verbally or in a form of aggression or dealing with any types of weapons of war that made you feel the need to defend yourself or use deadly force, you know, you wanting to do that to them because of something they do or something they say or how they carry you is an indication that you need to work on your shadow self spiritually. You know what I mean? Because we all got them. You know, so you know, a lot of times, man, when I be on here, I've said it before, man. The shit that I say to y'all is therapy for me too. We all got that other side. Duality, universal law. You know, so, you know, in times, you know, if I can give any advice when it comes to that, man, in those times, man, you know, humble yourself and, you know, still push your issue, still, you know, try to make advancements towards what you striving to, excuse me, towards what you striving for. But at the end of the day, man, don't falter or be victimized by your lower desires, the lower vibrational thoughts that trickle into your mind. You know, because at the end of the day, you still lose, regardless of what you do to the other individual. You lose. Then, if you got children and a family and all these other things, you know, then what? I'd much rather have a bunch of clowns and suckers talking shit behind my back on some carrot shit than to be in jail, never going to see the streets again, and then them doing the same shit, whereas though there's no way that I can vindicate myself because I done already played myself. So, you know, you got to pick the better of the both evils. You know, the lesser of the both evils, man. You know, and at the end of the day, man, you know, like I say, man, we all humans, man. We all people. And a lot of times, man, I know a lot of us, man, we able to sidestep the bullshit. But those, you know, seldom times, man, where you just be like, man, yeah, I got time today, motherfucker. Yeah, one of them days. You feel me? We all have them. That's when your strength is required the most. You dig what I'm saying? That's when you really gotta, you know, really be about that's the growth that you claim to have made, because that's when it's gonna tell on you, good or bad. Yeah, that he really held his head. You know what I mean? He held that anger, and even if don't nobody else realize it, because a lot of times they don't realize when you really want to out a motherfucker, they don't know. They, you know what I mean? All that looking and being around, that shit don't mean nothing. I'm telling you. Look at the Young News Channel, the YNC. You ain't never safe if somebody make up their mind they want to get you. Never. So, you know, in the words of what's that? Mobb Deep. Spread love, not war. Think about your kids, how they need you alive for their guidance. You know, it don't hurt to be equitable. You ain't even got to be nice. Be equitable. If ain't nobody fucking with you, why you fucking with them? And then on top of that, you ain't even man enough to say, yeah, I did it. It was me. Come on, man. You know what I mean? This is why, I say, man, you gotta laugh at these jokers, man. You got to laugh, man, because if you take it seriously, man, you fuck around and find yourself in a disadvantageous position in life. All because, you fail to rise above the low vibrational bullshit that they trying to bring your way. Unwarranted at that, but nonetheless, it's not their responsibility for you to do what you need to do. So with that being said, man, again, I'm going to bring it back home. I'm going to bring it back to the original portion of the video, man. Don't allow what's visible in your external existence to take away from your dignity, your self-respect, and the Constitution that you hold near and dear and walk by. Don't allow it, man. Don't allow it, man. I know it get hard sometimes. This shit's therapeutic for me is just as well as it may be for somebody else that's hearing this right now. All you're gonna do is blow your whole program. It's a terminology we used to say in the key. You're gonna blow your program, man, because you fell apart. You know what I mean? You lost it. You lost your shit. And then you went on and did what felt good for you to do, that you really wanted to do. But now your life is the price that you gotta pay. You see what I'm saying? So rise above it, man. Remove yourself from around them type of people that make you feel like that. See, that's what I did them videos about, man. You gotta pay close attention to how a motherfucker make you feel, man. If a motherfucker make you feel like doing something to him, you need not be around that individual, man. Period. Because the world truly, for true, is spacious enough therein for you to migrate. So, exhaust all your remedies, and seek a different way, than doing what's easy. What's going to bring you instant gratification, but see that the other twist in that, the other side of the coin is you experience no growth in that. Your character is not refined whatsoever by regression. So, I mean, when it comes to, being tested, and trust me, man, if you're not being tested, if life's not testing you, you might have already been captured, family. You might already be on the opposing side of things, So, with that being said, man, hopefully somebody was able to, resonate with this message. Again, I make no apologies for anything that I say, man. We embody duality. Where there's beauty, there must be, the opposite of. Where there's righteousness, there must also exist the opposite. And again, man, I'm just expressing myself, man. Something it took me decades to learn how to do. I'm just, I feel fortunate to have, a platform, you dig, to be able to, express myself on, man, and get shit off my chest, because I know it's other people in the world that's going through the same type shit I'm going through, or have went through. So again, hopefully somebody was able to extract some type of benefit from this message, or able to see things from a different set of lenses in order not to regress in their personal and individual life and blow their program. So, y'all be easy, man. If you can outthink them, you can beat them.